Good morning, everybody in the bathroom with the delightful Shabir.
Good morning.
Good morning. We have got 5 fantastic topics today.
Yeah.
We've got everything which is really focusing on if you kind of come back from holiday. I came back 3.5 weeks ago, but those of you might just come back last week. But it's all the things that suddenly rear up. So bloaty tummy, too much acid in the body because we spent the whole time maybe drinking, eating chocolate, all acidic foods, and we feel really bloated.
And everything else.
I've got that now, I could show you. It's like, ugh, little baby. We're talking about dehydrated, parched skin, that difference from going from a quite humid climate, which you might get even in Italy, and you feel your skin is like your olive-cousined counterpart next door to you with that glowy, plump skin. You get home and you think, all the moisture was taken. Yeah, so is that kind of, that's a gist.
That's a general
gist. There's more to come.
And if we get time, we'll try and introduce a relatively new product which sustains your energy. Basically, you store up your energy through the night so that you don't have the slump during the daytime.
Oh my God, I want that now! Do we want that now, ladies? You all ask me where I get my energy from. It's probably from every little pill that Shabir gives me and the rattling around in my tummy, which I feel is fantastic. So what are we going to start with today?
I think we should start off with dry, dehydrated parched skin.
Okay.
But before we even start off, I always tell our customers and people who contact me always about the 2 M's when you've come back from holiday. Mindful eating and movement. We all seem to forget these 2 things.
Why do you have to bring up the shit right at the beginning of the show? Like,
so that we're
mindful
not all deluded.
eating.
Yeah.
We've got back, we're depressed that we're no longer on a holiday. We've reached for the crisps, Shabir.
Let's face it, we've already indulged. So why would you come back and indulge again and hit your body with more toxins and extra sugar? And
I don't know, because I feel when I'm on holiday, weirdly I'm healthy even though I'm not healthy.
Yeah.
There's this false psychology about being on holiday, but I know where you're coming from. So what are we going to do about
I will always indulge anyway. I will go the extra glass or whatever. And so, I have to then think about the 2 M's, mindful eating. So let's look at our sugar intake and everything else.
Okay.
So as long as you're watching what you're doing and you're moving a little bit through the day and doing some form of exercise, I think you're on your way to getting your body back into shape. So let's start with dry, dehydrated parched skin. So we're exposing ourselves to the sun. More importantly, to the heat, not just the sun, the heat. So you've got breakdown in your ceramide layer in your skin. So you're then, of course, swimming. So you've got the salt water. You've got some, perhaps you're in the wind, exposed to the wind, wind, etc. And the chlorinated, or whatever, the pools, etc. So you are going to break down this ceramides. So
but then whilst we're on holiday, I just have to say, I don't know how many of you agree with this, ladies, but whilst I'm on holiday, I don't notice it.
No.
Because I'm sort of in this, because I think in this condition, it keeps my skin feeling plump, but then you get on the plane and you
as
think...
soon as you get on the plane and you're back into your normal temperatures, you're starting to peel and things like that.
Peel, hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
I mean, I hope
a lot of people...
lovely viewers here do wear SPF enough not to peel, but yes. Okay.
Or they may have overexposed themselves, because when you've overexposed and burnt yourself, peeling is the natural.
Yes.
But anyway, let's get on with the subject. So we've got dry dehydrates, but what actually happens? So we're talking about in between the cells, a tiny little lipid particles called ceramides. And these obviously make sure that your skin has a reasonable amount of natural oils that are produced, and they prevent external aggressions. So they're trying to prevent, wind from getting this thick dehydrated, and
so unlike
they're trying to make sure that when you're swimming, you're not losing a lot of oils and things like that. So these ceramides are composed of primarily of omega-7s.
All right, so ceramide creams that some Korean brands really love selling, like Dr. Shard, is an omega-7.
It may have some omega-7s, but they usually patent these little particles full of lipids. So they're trying to put lipids in, they're trying to put oils into these particles.
Just to explain to the audience, a lipid is an oil that you put in an emollient.
So these omega-7s are basically found in dietary terms from macadamia nuts, a few seeds, and primarily from sea buckthorn, the plant which has an orange fruit. It grows around the coastal regions of Britain everywhere. I just want to say this now because I don't know if anyone's... I would love to know the difference of the omegas, because I think take an omega and I think 369. I don't think 7. You never think 7.
I never think 7. So is it something we don't see often?
Right. No, we don't. We don't, to be honest with you. So omega-3s, well over 300 functions within the body, within our bodies, require omega-3s.
Yeah.
So we're talking about hormone production. We're talking about joint cartilage lubrication. We're talking about colon cleansing.
Yep, okay. That's enough.
So many
The 6?
functions. Omega-6s are used for similar sort of things like hormone production, but we normally get a lot of omega-6s from our diet, from our vegetable oils, from our margarine spreads, all those sort of things.
Oils.
So omega-6s, you should just not be thinking of supplement.
Okay, you don't need it so much.
You don't need it because an excess of omega-6 causes inflammation. It's pro-inflammatory,
which will then lead to spots. So
which could lead to anything. I mean, you're basically trying. If you're increasing your inflammatory markers, you're actually going to increase the risk of disease.
Yes. Omega-9. Before we go back, so I'm just doing this because I think people.
Omega-9 is very, very rare in the body. They're used to a degree in the production of these ceramides that I talked about, but very small amount being used. Still, there's all.
What are they for, though, the omega-9?
They're required for lipid production. They're required to transport, mobilize lipids, for example, into energy, should we say. So they're required to a degree, but not to the extent that omega-3s are required.
All right. And omega-7, your omega we're talking about?
Omega-7s primarily are used for dryness in the body. So they're used for all dry skin conditions.
From vaginal dryness to...
From vaginal dryness to dry eye syndrome to dry skin in the body and face.
All right, so is that orange pill that I take, omega-7, which is the orange packaging on the outside?
It is.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So these omega-7s, as we said, they're going to increase your ceramide production. They're going to increase the lipids, so that your lipids are going to restore your elasticity. But as you just rightly pointed out, they're used for other dry skin conditions as well. So we're talking about dry eye syndrome. So there's the health perspective. What's happening is with dry eyes, whatever the reason, whether it's an aging issue or whether it's a hormonal issue, your quality of your tears are simply not the same. So people think of dry eyes must be dry. No,
is it quite common? I mean, how many people out there actually are suffering from what Shabir is calling dry eye?
Very common during the menopause and beyond.
Is it really?
Very common during the menopause. Does it mean you cry less?
No,
what actually happens...
people cry more, but
what actually happens is because the quality of your tears is... You see, you produce tears. You always produce a film. And that film keeps your eyes moist, etc., so you can blink properly, etc. So with hormonal issues, as you age, what happens is the quality of the tears declines. And so this film evaporates rapidly. So your eyes are producing more tears, more lubrication. So you're actually producing more tears.
You're producing more tears, but it's
called dry eye syndrome.
It's dry eye syndrome. All right, so
omega-7's 1 in 4. Omega-7 helps 1 in 4 people with dry eye syndrome.
So dry areas of our body, meaning dehydrated dryness.
Real, where you've lost your oils.
More than a 3 or a 9.
No, I think 3s and 9s are important in your diet, but this is going to tackle the issue that you have. So you might not want to take this on an ongoing basis. You might just take it for a short term.
Can I just ask you, I mean, I hate to bring up something you haven't got in the room. I'm just going to show you this first, which is the one I actually take.
Yeah. And suitable for vegans, everyone.
Okay, and this has a very high form of vitamin.
It is. It's a patented. It's called palmitoleic acid, which is the active ingredient in there, and it's patented extract SBA24, which has the highest concentration.
And you can get this. You can search it online. You know that Shabir comes from Victoria Health, so they do stock everything at a very good price. But it is something available worldwide. Go online and you'll find it. If it's written back to front, is it written back to front?
Yes.
Okay, it's written back to front, ladies. We can never get it right. So later on the show, we will write it up. But it's C. Buckthorn oil capsule, omega-7, SPBA24. There it is. I was going to ask you something that I thought was really important, and I'm not going to remember now.
Omega-3s?
No. It's all right. That's fine.
You were going to show me a supplement.
No, it's fine. That's fine. We can move on. But this is good. Dryness. So we're beginning to tackle dryness. Yes, the skin. The things I take.
Skin restoring ceramide.
Yes. What's in there?
That's already made up. That ceramide's already made up. Here we're trying to make our ceramides.
All right, but is skin restorative good as well? If you've got
you
dry
can
skin.
take skin restoring ceramides alongside omega-7.
I mean, I take 4 a day. Is that too much?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 1 or 2.
Okay. The skin restoring ceramide is...
featured that previously.
We featured it previously, but I felt it was for dry skin.
It's across the board. It's for compromised skin as well.
All right.
So remember, any omega-3 or omega-7 will be good for compromised skin, for eczema, psoriasis, things like that. As a Harvard Medical School actually tried to patent this in 2014, the discovery of omega-7, because omega-7s also reduce your bad cholesterol and enhance your good cholesterol.
Great.
They also are beneficial for type 2 diabetics because they move your sugar into your muscle cells so that there's less sugar circulating in your bloodstream.
Fantastic. I mean, this is a miracle.
Which is good.
So
omega-7 is really good for you. So they tried to patent.
I know what I want to ask you. I take also, this is not under doctor's orders, as it were, not under Shabir's suggestions, vitamin E.
Okay.
Now, in my ignorance, but you're going to explain it to me, because some people might be already taking vitamin E for dry skin. Tell me the difference between taking vitamin E and taking this.
Vitamin E is primarily used for its regenerative properties.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're trying to promote healthy new tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also is an antioxidant, so it's protecting our bodies. Whereas its lipid capability is not there. You need oils as such.
Fine.
And these are the oils like omega-3s and omega-7s that are used primarily for...
Because vitamin E comes in a capsule, which
I mean, a lot of people pierce and put it on scar tissue.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's
regeneration.
an
oil. We're trying to regenerate. They use it mostly for scar tissue to regenerate the tissues.
So regeneration as opposed to hydration.
It has no essential fatty acid profile.
Fine. Good to know. Yeah. Good to know. I needn't necessarily have it in there. I just have thrown it in my 16 pills a day. Why not?
Do we have a question, Lauren?
We do.
That's like Shabir saying, please don't get so off track. Okay. Yes.
Someone says, I won't take fish oil as it thins the blood, so can I take omega-7?
You can most definitely take omega-7. They do not thin the blood.
Also, Natalie asks, I know I need omegas, but I'm a vegetarian and don't know which one to choose.
Can you say this is vegan?
This is absolutely vegan omegas.
Vegan.
Omega-7 is vegan if you've got dry skin conditions. But you can actually get omega-3s from plant sources. Now, the problem with plant sources is that plant sources need to be converted into EPA. Their essential fats need to be converted into EPA and DHA, which are present in fish oils. For the majority of plants like hemp oil, flaxseed oil, etc., this conversion process simply does not occur efficiently.
So people who
are vegetarians and vegans will need to go and think about taking an oil called echium seed oil.
Echium seed oil. How do you spell that?
It's otherwise echium is ECHIUM. The proprietary product is called Echi Omega.
So this is a way for them to get the omega.
And this has been found to be more efficient than all the other vegetable-based essential fats.
Great, thank you. Extra vegetarian information. Fantastic.
So, I always believe in working on the inside-outside approach.
Yeah, I know you do. Let's do outside.
So the outside, I believe that if you're going to tackle dry skin, you're going to use a facial treat like prickly pear seed oil. Now, not a lot of people have heard of prickly pear seed oil. So, ask me about what prickly pear is all about.
Well, yes, because I've heard you mention it, and I remember something rather clever about it, and now I see it in a serum. So tell me, prickly pear seed, because this is 100% prickly pear.
Prickly pear is basically a cactus.
Yeah.
And it's indigenous to America, the dry parts of the world, so America, parts of northern India, and other parts of Africa. Now, the fibre from prickly pear, we've known about for several years, and for actually a decade now. And the fibre is excellent for filling you up. So it's kind of you're involved
like psyllium husk.
Psyllium husk is more for motility, etc., and scraping the gut. This one's more for appetite control. So you're taking the fibre to control.
They take prickly pear fibre.
Yeah, they take prickly pear fibre. So
put it on our skin. We don't have to eat.
But prickly
Sorry, I'm just saying it's going in our body and this is our biggest organ.
No. That's the fibre part.
All right. Yeah.
So in the case of prickly pear, what it is you have the flower that turns to the fruit, and you take the fruit out. So this has got to be hand harvested, remember.
Yeah.
We're not talking about machines doing this.
Yeah.
So you take the fruit out, you cut the fruit, you've got the fibre around it, and in the middle is a core of tiny little seeds. And you dry those seeds out, and then you cold press them.
Yeah.
And you can only get 5%. So in a ton of seeds, you're only getting 5% of oil from a ton of seeds, which makes prickly pear seed oil very expensive.
All right. How much is
as
it?
an
How much
oil.
is it?
As an average guide price, most people would be selling it around 60 UK pounds for 30 mils.
All right. And this is...
this is 30 mils as well.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that, the price later.
Okay.
So what is prickly pear seed oil?
Yeah.
What's so special about it?
Yeah.
Now, it has, you were talking about vitamin E a few minutes ago, it has the highest amount of vitamin E content of any plant oil, of any plant beauty oil.
Okay.
So whether it's argan oil, it's 150% more vitamin E than argan oil.
I like this. What about coconut oil?
More.
Because a lot of people love coconut oil who like that real oil. I mean, some women there love an oily moment, some don't.
Yeah.
Can I just say the texture of this? I just want to, as we're going along, but the texture is, first of all, the smell.
I can't describe the smell. It's kind of oily.
I'm going to give you the smell. It's sort of not as bad as rosehip, and it's pungent. Let's say you've gone to the bottom of the tree and there's some leaves down there that have been there for a while, and you lift up the leaves. That's the kind of smell you're getting, which I don't mind at all, but it's not kind of camouflage with a pretty smell. And I like things that smell at their most real, because then I know they're the most organic, and the best part of those ingredients are working. That's how it smells.
Sinking in nicely?
Yeah, I'm still moving with it, so keep telling about it as I see how it's sinking in.
It also has 60% of this oil is rich in what we call an unsaturated fatty acid, polyunsaturated fatty acid called linoleic acid. Yeah. And what that does is it's able to penetrate relatively quickly and restore this, try and tackle this parchness, the lack of lightness within the skin. So you're trying to restore elasticity back into skin. Interesting enough, because it's got linoleic acid, acne sufferers seem to have a lot of oleic acid, which is a saturated fatty acid. And this is what clogs the pores. So actually, using prickly seed oil will be beneficial for all skin types, not just those who are dry, or benefit acne skin types.
Okay, so it's balancing out. I've got to say, ladies, in terms of application, okay, let's make a real analogy. I'm going to make an analogy with you. This goes in and penetrates better than Trilogy's rosehip oil.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it does. I think it's a smaller molecule. I feel it's finer. I don't know. I feel it's finer. I mean, it's dribbly, but not dribbly. Let me just see how dribbly it is.
Because it's unsaturated acid, I think it's going to penetrate a lot quicker than a saturated.
Yeah, you see, it's not running down. So I feel it's there. Can I ask you? There's a little bit of talk recently, Shabir, and I'd love your thoughts on this because I don't agree with it. But there's a lot of ladies who've been reading about this, and especially a woman who just launched a product called the Drunk Elephant was saying if you ever use a facial oil, and lots of people do and don't believe in facial oils or essential oils used, and this is not an essential oil, to put something on top of it. You see, I will put an oil on always at the end of my routine. Yes. Some people think, no, you have to put something on top of it. No, I don't agree with that, but I just want to see your view on it.
I believe that oils always come at the end of a regimen, because otherwise you're going to impede the water-soluble serums and things like that. So,
exactly.
Maybe they have a theory that I'm unaware of.
Love that.
I think we have a question already.
Yes, we have a question already.
We have a couple of questions. Savvy asks, can my 11-year-old daughter use this on her dry face?
Are we talking about prickly pear seed oil?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Savvy.
And can you just repeat the name of the facial oil again so everybody knows?
I will repeat it so you know, and I'll use my glasses and I'll get it correctly. This is one of Garden of Wisdom's products for Victoria Health, because there's two sort of different ranges. 100% pure prickly pear seed oil. These are, just to let you know, that Shabir, I think you used to stock Garden Wisdom, and then you kind of thought, I'd love to start to do my own formulas, and that's how this collaboration came about. And I'm kind of excited by it because you know my sort of homage to Shabir. And no, seriously, just your knowledge, I love it. It's like, I want you to arrange with me. And we've chatted through. But this is very good because the products really have great ingredients, but the price is okay. And that's what I love. It's a very affordable price because Jill, can I just say Jill, who's Shabir's partner, who's not here today, she's usually in the bath with her shoes up, so we're really missing the pair of designer shoes in the bathroom. Jill's always very insistent that prices should be prices she feels women can get their head around.
Absolutely.
So I kind of love that philosophy that you
honest
both believe.
prices,
yeah.
With
all right.
quality products.
So how much is that, by the way?
So that, by the way, is £20.
£20. Okay, there we go.
30 mil.
£20, 30 mil. And I got to say, I'm going to use it. I'm going to Utah for 5 days. That is going hand
luggage. That's going to be the test.
That's going to be the test. I was going to take Vintner's Daughter. I'm going to dump it out and I'm going to put this one on. And then I can put my SPF over.
Absolutely.
Great, okay, that's going in my bag now.
Remember, prickly pear seed oil also has a high amount of antioxidants. So it's great for protecting skin. Prickly pear seed oil also has vitamin K. We know about vitamin K, increases circulation.
Yeah.
So it's getting rid of toxins, for example. Used at the end, so you use your oil there and then at the end around the eye area, it will actually help brighten up dark under eyes.
Can I go now on? I don't care what you want to talk about now, Shabir. I want to go on to this. My friend that developed after I came back from holiday.
Okay.
And that is a friend. I am not large ladies, but somebody didn't say to me, "Are you pregnant?" But this inability to control this bloating, and I have to say, Shabir, I have been for a colonic even, all right, in my thing, but so when you said to me, and you sent through, I think we should do this, I was like, can we do it first, please? So how many of you have come back from holiday and found your tummy is a bit more bloaty than it was before you went away? Probably also before they went away, they were exercising for their bikini body, etc. But you come back and there's this thing that's not moving, and I find it's really irritating me. And if I don't have a good, I'm just going to get it all out there, and then I'm going to leave it for you. But if I don't have a good movement, like I didn't for 5 days have a good movement, it affects everything. It affects my energy. It affects my mood. I got quite flat, and I didn't think to myself, let me put this down to my inability to go to the loo. I just felt, And then I went in the end because I was so, it was probably 2 weeks of really bad, hard things in my tummy. And I had a colonic with Katerina, who's very, very good. Be very careful when you have colonics. I have them about twice a year. But I just felt, okay, now let me kickstart my system. But I have eaten a bar of chocolate every day since then. So, tell us how we can deal with this.
Okay, so the thing is, there are so many factors which would have affected the body. So we're talking about just the flying aspect of things can affect your motility in your gut. Yeah. We're talking about the fact that you may have exposed yourself to unknowingly tainted food.
What are the chances of that if we go to Italy? Do you know what I mean? It's like I kind of feel...
Theoretically, there should be none.
Okay.
None, but you never know. We're talking water, food, we're talking about the stresses. You imagine the stresses of the heat on the skin. Well, what's happening to your inside?
Yeah.
Your body is having to cope with all that.
Okay.
It's already working at 39 point whatever degrees centigrade. And all those can affect digestion. Hopefully your holiday was great, but not everyone's holiday is great. Some people end up with more stress on holiday of looking after. So all these factors can play havoc with your digestion.
Okay, what are we going to do?
So we have talked about this product before. I didn't bring it because I wasn't thinking ahead.
Yeah, but you are now.
Enhanced super digestive enzymes, which I think is important because digestive enzymes start the whole breakdown of food process. Right. So if you've got stagnant food in your gut sitting there, you've
like
got to break it down, and digestive enzymes break these foods down more efficiently. So usually they have
these are ones we take with food.
You take with food,
yes.
But if you've got impacted food in the colon, you don't want to eat more food. No. You can just take them on their own.
You can just take them to
on their own
and
get the old stuff moving out of the body. But I think most people forget that probiotics are important in the last stage of digestion. So you've got your first stage of digestion is in your mouth, saliva. Second stage, stomach acid to break things down. Third stage in your small intestine to break it down even further. And the last stage occurs in the long intestine and in the colon, where probiotics predominantly break these your food down into very ultra tiny particles, and in return they're giving you energizing B vitamins, immune enhancing compounds, getting rid of your toxins. So it's very important to...
So every step of this way, we need to help it.
We need to help it.
Is
So the first few steps, we're talking about the enhanced... So first stage would be first eat, chew things.
Chew, I knew you were going to say chew. Like I once was with I didn't go to Viva Maya, but something like chew 28 times, and when I was eating a kind of bowl of soup, I thought, are you kidding? But...
Most of us gulp.
Okay, can you just... I gulp, but I want you to go there. Let's say it's an Oscar-winning performance. Convince these ladies out there why they should chew more. Just like give it to them so they think, I'm now going to leave here and chew more.
I couldn't do that.
Well, just okay. So you tell me, and then let's just, ladies, can we just
imagine not chewing food thoroughly, because all you're doing is you're taking in a lot of air with your food. So if you're not chewing correctly, you're just going. And it's going down, and it's going to sit there, and air is going to be hanging around there.
So air is not our friend in our tummy?
No.
All right, so air, that's a very good... Can I just say, never heard that one before.
No.
Love that in the bathroom, all right? Because ladies, after we've heard everything from Shabir, for a week, we're going to commit to each other. We all chew. What's the minimum amount of times we should chew?
I always used to say 12 to 15 times.
12, that's much better. That's
28.
Good. No.
That would
12
take
to
too
15.
long.
12 to 15, is that doable? 12 to 15, can we have that deal? Any of us feeling bloaty tummy, that for a week, some of you might be able to get some of these things, but we're going to do also what Shabir suggests we do. So I'm going to I'm going to chew 15 times on everything for a week. That's my commitment to this. All right, that's the first thing. Yep.
Wonderful. You're then going to obviously try and increase food. So if you're not going to get the digestive enzymes, you're going to increase your intake of foods that enhance your own digestive enzyme production. Ginger, turmeric. So ginger tea is amazing.
Okay, we're writing these down. We're going to write these down afterwards, aren't we, Micah? Yeah.
Ginger tea would be really good to drink on a daily basis, but make sure it's a quality ginger tea, not some of the ones.
Okay, but
not some of the ones that have a lot of other fillers like lemongrass and all the other.
Fine, we want kind of
pure ginger,
fresh ginger.
but just cut some fresh ginger and use
Yep.
that. So you're going to increase your digestive enzymes by using that. Now the third thing is a little bit controversial, so we're going to try and increase our probiotic intake. And this is controversial because just last week people were talking about, Daily Mail I think featured the fact that probiotic drinks were useless to the body.
But there's so many bad ones.
And that they did nothing.
But that's ones like Yakult and the ones with all that sugar.
Well, we can't, yeah.
But there are many in all of our supermarkets which you see a 7-day dosage, and they're so full of sugar that the probiotic element which might be there is going to do nothing because the sugar is going to hurt you more.
I have never been an advocate of probiotics in foods, especially this revolution of these drinks coming out. Because basically, we know why they're there for. You know, it's a commercial.
Yeah.
I am a proponent of fermented foods, so sauerkraut, kefir, or kefir, whatever, however you like to pronounce it. I'm a proponent of that. You know, that you do get some bacteria out of it. We historically, for decades, we've been using them, and we've had bacteria from them. So it must be giving you some amount. But I've always been one that doesn't like, generally speaking, probiotic drinks because your stomach works in a highly acidic environment. So when you drink these bacteria drinks, most of them are deactivated by the stomach acids. You end up with very little.
There's so much going on in your tummy that it just...
It's if you took the contents of your stomach and put it on your skin, you'd actually have a hole.
No.
In there,
But how come it's sitting in there?
Because we've got in the stomach, we've got very specialized acid resistant cells. That keep that acid.
That's scary.
That
That is scary. So then, if we don't take kefir, if we don't do all this stuff, what can we do?
Well, you know,
take a probiotic.
Take a probiotic for sure, no doubt about it. But at the worst case, think about those sauerkraut and those fermented foods. Otherwise, you've got no other choice. As far as probiotics go, again, there are how many hundreds and hundreds
millions,
supplements.
And one's in fridges and one's not. Well, tell me about that.
Look, the fridge ones. I think once you open a probiotic, you should keep it in the fridge anyway.
Why?
Because these strains are normally very, very heat intolerant. So room temperatures might even affect them they might get deactivated and get destroyed. So I just believe in keeping them in the fridge. Yes, there are some that are tolerant, but as long as they're in a reasonably cool place. We're not talking about 25 degrees or whatever, we're talking about 8, 9, 10, 11.
All right.
Like that.
Okay, so we've got our digestive enzyme, super digestive enzyme. Have you got one here to show me?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's fine. Super digestive enzyme we featured before. The probiotic.
Yeah, so the probiotic is one that I've always recommended for years.
That's what I take. That's what I take actually. This is Food Science Micro Probiotic.
Mega Probiotic
Mega Probiotic ND. And I actually take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening.
Correct.
Is that too much?
No, that's
okay.
Fine.
That's fine. That's what I do. And unlike the super digestive enzyme, which I now take with my food.
So, the ND stands for non-dairy. So you've got
you.
A non-dairy probiotic because a lot of people are lactose intolerant, etc. Gluten-free product. So great. Most of the allergens are out. So you've got no corn, starch, gluten, all the usual things around. 8 strains of bacteria. Okay. So these are the strains that can colonize the large intestine, the colon, etc. And a little bit of the small. You don't want too many bacteria in your small intestines.
Right.
You want a certain amount and that's it. And these are great because they have a smaller amount go into your small intestines, the rest are into your colon where they perform their role.
To go.
Yeah. It's basically 2 strains of bifidobacteria. We know they colonize in the large intestine, etc. So non-dairy, 8 strains, good amount, good strength. That's important. So when you're drinking your probiotic drink with 1 million or whatever, this is got, I think 8 or 10 billion organisms per capsule.
Okay, so we're doing things to stop the bacteria that's in there, but what are we doing what else do we need to be doing? Detoxifying, cleansing, should we be doing something to that?
So,
roughage.
I normally tend to always increase my intake of greens when I come back from holiday, because invariably on holiday I'm going to have the tiniest amount of veg. Forgive me for saying this, please. As a pharmacist, I should know better.
But it's great.
I'm going to have my high acidic foods of potatoes with my meat and everything else. So I'm increasing my, absolutely. You name it, I'm going to try.
Wine?
Absolutely.
Okay, everything, great.
Yeah, and sometimes a glass too many.
Okay.
But that's another story. So we're going to have our bodies are already in an acid crisis. All of us indulge in acid producing foods. So potatoes, tomatoes, dairy products, when they're metabolized, leave an acid ash. And so, our bodies, as I said, were not designed to work in an acid environment. They're working in an alkaline environment, apart from your stomach, which works in an acid environment.
So if we have a bloated tummy, is a part of that physical bloation too much acid?
It could be too much acid, it could be too much gas, as I said, if you're not swallowing correctly, and it simply could be food stagnating in the gut because you didn't produce enough digestive enzymes.
Great, so what's coming next?
So the next thing that I think we should add is, okay, so let's talk about green foods. So what do green foods actually do?
Yes, because there's
so green foods are rich in live enzymes. So these are the enzymes that are helping to break down your food more efficiently. They're often highly nutritious. They've often got good profiles of vitamins and minerals and things like that. And they have the ability to definitely neutralize excess acidity in the body and eliminate. And so try to shift the balance of salinity within our body. Unfortunately, and you're probably going to hate me for saying this.
He's going to come out with something now,
I'm not a lover of spirulina and chlorella.
Ah, interesting. All right.
I'm just not a lover for several reasons.
Yeah.
So first of all, when you open a jar of spirulina in a powder form and you just bring it near me, for me,
fish.
It's algae.
Stinky.
It's stinky.
Yeah,
algae.
I agree.
So straight away, I'm heaving.
Me too.
Right?
How many of you heave near spirulina? Yeah.
Secondly, I'm not a lover of spirulina and chlorella for a very important reason. These are algae, so they're filtering everything from the water. So they're liable to filter
mercury,
heavy metals.
Yeah, heavy metals.
Heavy metals and maybe other pollutants.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to be reliant on the manufacturer to clean this up for me.
Yeah.
Because you've got to shatter the cells of these algae in order to extract the nutrients. Am I going to really trust every manufacturer? No, I much prefer to go an alternative route.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Right. No, but it all makes sense. And I used spirulina years ago because I thought greens, and then I thought, can't I just have cabbage and lots of rocket and lots of whatever? But that's kind of not the greens we're talking about. And I think to make a quick definition, because many people might say, well, you just couldn't eat lots of broccoli and kale and whatever. But I think we're talking more about...
We're talking things that have a much more potent effect within the body.
All right. So what do you think has equally as spirulina or chlorophyll, or stronger because it has no bad things in it, potential bad things, is your winner?
It's called the miracle tree, and it's called Moringa.
Oh, Moringa! We love Moringa because I love Moringa as an oil. Okay, let's talk Moringa.
So, let's talk Moringa.
Let's talk
Moringa.
Yes.
It's called the miracle tree because every part of this tree can be utilized. Number one. So Moringa's leaves are like spinach.
Yeah.
They taste like spinach. They have an earthy taste. And Moringa has a nutritional profile that's absolutely excellent. So we're talking 24% protein. So 25% protein, 24% fiber, 10 grams provides you with almost 200 milligrams of calcium.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot.
Yeah.
About 140 milligrams of magnesium. So it's got a very, very dense nutritional profile. And the great thing is, it's organic. It's not going to be subject to
heavy metal
poisoning.
Yeah, 'cause it's coming out of
like
the earth.
And most of the, this particular one by Aduna is fair traded kind of thing.
All right. So this, what I like at the very beginning of this, because when we take greens, I think I take greens actually it is a bit for energy, because that's if you look in a health food store, they'll say to give you
absolutely.
energy,
You're talking
but
about
also for your
fiber,
digestion,
energy, protein content. Energy comes from chlorophyll. Remember chlorophyll? Interesting.
Yeah.
So chlorophyll is virtually identical to hemoglobin. You know what hemoglobin is within our blood circulation. It oxygenates all the tissues. So the difference between hemoglobin and chlorophyll is just one molecule. Hemoglobin has iron and chlorophyll has magnesium.
Oh my God.
And magnesium is used for anything.
Oh my God. All right. So this is the baby, very pretty, Aduna Moringa green superleaf powder, 100% organic. I know it's back front, that's why I'm reading it to you. It contains calcium, iron, protein, vitamin A, E, and K. Fantastic. I love this bit at the top, sorry. Reduction of tiredness and fatigue, and it's rich in iron. Now, if somebody's on warfarin, can they take it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We're talking about a food state. We're talking about taking 2 of these little...
What's it taste of?
That's what I thought I'd bring this to you.
We're going to try it now.
It's open. I've opened it for you already.
Oh, thank you. And am I going to take like this without water?
You're just going to try a little bit, just to get an idea of the taste.
Like that?
Yeah, you don't need that much.
I would take it
absolutely.
normally.
So, at home, let's just hear you.
It's like bitter yeast. That's what it tastes like. So, do you remember the oval maltine bars? It's sort of like an oval maltine bar with a bit of greenness to it, but not... I now need water.
Sorry. Are there any questions that we...
Yeah, so a couple of people are saying, one person said, can probiotics...
Ladies in here for morning classes, and I'm saying, he's making me take something which is really fantastic, and my teeth are beautiful. All right, Shabir. I won't always trust you, but anyway, it wasn't, the first tiny bit was okay. After that, ladies, in the bloody water. God, I got to brush my teeth. Okay, but you can continue talking, Shabir. Tell them why it's good.
The Moringa has, as we said before, a lot of, it has a good nutrition profile of minerals, vitamins, fiber, and a small amount of essential fatty acids. But the thing is with the Moringa is it's got the highest profile of antioxidants. So if we're talking about comparing it with goji berries, now we've all known about goji berries for putting into our breakfast cereals and things like that.
But they can be
breakfast
acidic,
bars.
goji berries.
They can.
Yeah.
They can. The antioxidants in Moringa, ounce for ounce, are 6 times greater than in goji berries.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to do it properly now because I really want to tell you ladies if I can bear it. How much
How
do I
do
normally
I
take?
How do I do
Yeah.
it? I take 2 teaspoonfuls, I make a bowl of salad and I sprinkle over it.
Could I put them in water? Or will it not?
I mean, that's a lot, because you'll need a lot to make it into a smoothie.
Oh, but you'd normally put this in a smoothie. You wouldn't
could
drink it
no,
with
no,
normal
no,
water.
you would make it into a smoothie, but I actually just sprinkle 2 teaspoons on a big bowl of salad so everyone has the benefits of it.
All right. I'm going to do this, which you're saying I shouldn't do.
No. I don't think you'll get it. I mean, try it.
You don't think I'll get enough of it?
I think you've already had a teaspoonful. I don't know how it'll distribute. But anyway, as I was saying, 6 times more antioxidants than goji berries. So that's an important thing. And
I can so take it like this.
Can you?
It's fine, ladies. I mean, I just took a huge amount. But it's fine. It just tastes a bit greeny. It's like I've got a spinach and an oval maltine bar in my mouth together. Fine. But you really believe this is a miracle thing. How long have you been taking it for?
Just over 6-7 months.
And what difference are you noticing, do you think?
I just think I've got more energy. Okay. I just feel I've got more
that's
energy.
I'm going to try
I certainly don't get breakouts or anything like that.
Really?
And because I am prone to having, every 2 months.
I mean, this is a man, it's like talking to a woman with really good skin who goes, can you see my spot? And you go, so I'm going to take this now for a week and consolidate. I have been feeling a bit tired and record back, but I think it's, if I can get it around my head where I put it in, I'm going to put it in a smoothie.
So as I said, it's called the miracle tree because every part of it can be utilized. So they take the roots, dry it, and then they grate it, and it has the taste of horseradish.
Okay, fantastic.
And the leaves are used instead of spinach in Africa, for example. The seeds are like beans, runny beans. And when you dry them, in Uganda, in some villages, they actually use the dry seeds to filter water.
Okay, it's a miraculous thing. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
We love it.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. What are we talking about now?
The next thing
Any questions first? Yes.
Probiotics, yeah.
Could you also have moringa with other vitamins?
You can indeed. This is what we call food state, and being food state, you're just
you can
having
have it with
something
anything. It's like a food supplement. Yeah.
And can you just reiterate what's a good amount to take?
Of moringa?
Of moringa.
2 teaspoonfuls a day.
In a smoothie, Shabir does it over a salad.
I actually do 2 teaspoons in a big bowl of salad and 4 of us will share it. That's it.
Okay, fine. I personally think I might do it in a smoothie.
Really?
Yeah, I might. Okay, moving on. What are we going to talk about next?
So the next thing I wanted to talk about was
do I want to talk about it too? What is it? What is it?
Was basically how we've forgotten the ritualistic things about bathing, and why bathing with a particular product that I'm going to show is going to be beneficial.
Bathing. So can I just say, I never take a bath. Am I going to be able to do this?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So when you mean bathing, you mean washing yourself?
We seem to have forgotten the fact that bathing in taking a bath, for example, has many benefits. So we're talking about getting rid of aches and pains. We're talking about spending some me time because we're all into the showers and let's get out and do these things, etc. Easing tension, relaxing muscles. Or bathing. The Japanese are famous for their ritualistic bathing practices, etc. So I thought that if we're going to bathe, we may as well bathe with something that's going to be therapeutic.
Shabir. Sorry, Mrs. Shabir. Yeah, if we.
Fair enough.
Shabir.
So if we're going to bathe,
you do this, do you?
I only do this after my holiday for about a week, and then I'm straight into my showers again.
All right, but you don't.
And I will use in my showers magnesium shower gel, basically to replenish magnesium.
Okay.
But I think it's important to bathe from time to time. I'm sure many people do, but many people don't. We're living in a fast-paced thing where we just want to do things and get out. So if you're going to take a bath, we may as well take a bath with something therapeutic. So magnesium flakes is what I always tend to recommend.
Okay, more than, because the one thing I've taken a bath with is Epsom salts.
We'll come back to that later.
All right, fine. Magnesium flakes.
Magnesium flakes.
Okay.
We'll look at that later.
Yeah.
So magnesium flakes, why magnesium? We've talked about magnesium before, but again, I think we need to reiterate to the viewers that magnesium deficiencies are very widespread in the adult population. Something like 62% of the people out there are deficient in magnesium. Why? Because our intake of greens like Aduna and broccolis and everything is so minimal.
And how does it affect us having this
And magnesium is involved in 300 biochemical reactions within the body, which is why this deficiency occurs. So magnesium is involved in energy production, in the relaxation of muscle nerve tissue, in maintaining good healthy flow of blood. We can carry on enzyme production, we can carry on and on. So if we're going to you take magnesium, and not everyone wants to take pills, come on.
Yeah.
This is a very good way.
We can rattle our voice.
This is a very good way of replenishing your levels of magnesium and having at the same time some me time.
Okay.
So normally what I do is, this is the product. It's a bit heavy, kilogram.
Yeah.
Do I need to open it?
Yeah, let's have a look at it. I think I don't know if I've used this. Let me just see what it looks like inside. Yeah, so it looks like a flake. It looks like coconut leaves, actually, doesn't it, a bit? And it's not salty tasting. I'm not going to taste it.
No. But I mean, I normally take a handful of this and just chuck them in the bath.
All right, fine. Yeah. So this is just a soak to kind of replenish our body.
Yeah, basically you're replenishing your magnesium levels, you are relaxing your body, and the magnesium chloride, this is magnesium flakes and magnesium chloride. So we'll come back to the difference between Epsom salts.
Magnesium citrate.
Magnesium sulfate is Epsom salts, and magnesium chloride is magnesium.
What's magnesium citrate?
Magnesium citrate is normally used in supplement forms because they always used to say that this was one of the best magnesium supplements as far as absorption was concerned. However, I
don't think magnesium citrate's good because I was taking it when I ran out of your magnesium and I didn't think it was.
Because I normally tend to recommend Neuromag or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I normally do.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, so this is magnesium chloride, Epsom salts, and magnesium sulfate. We'll come back to the difference on that. So magnesium, so you're getting me time, you're relaxing your body, you're easing pain because magnesium's working on the nervous system. So
muscle tension.
How do you feel pain? Your nerves signal your brain to say, oh, I'm in pain.
Yeah.
So relaxing the nerves means
that Susanna, my friend who's on Strictly Come Dancing, should be taking that every night.
She should be putting it in the bath.
Yeah, at the moment she's doing some horse salve.
Horse oil.
A horse salve, yeah. We can take her back into the realms of humanity.
So the difference between this is magnesium chloride, as we said, Epsom salts and magnesium sulfate. Magnesium chloride is rapidly absorbed by the body. So its effects are much more intense than Epsom salts. Epsom salts, most of the magnesium sits on top of the skin, the skin, and in the bath it's still hanging around.
So we're convinced, Shabir, we're convinced.
Magnesium this way. So we're talking about.
Questions? Can you take it if you're pregnant?
If you're pregnant.
Magnesium baths, can you do it?
You can use magnesium baths
if you're pregnant.
During pregnancy.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think there's a thing about temperature of the water.
Yes, it's got to be a bit cooler.
And how often should you take a magnesium bath? Can you overdo it?
No, you can use the amount of magnesium I talked about every day. If you do.
And finally, can the whole family use magnesium flakes? So I'm guessing like young children as well.
Yes, magnesium flakes have been used in some hospitals for children with compromised skin conditions like eczema and psoriasis. So you can actually have a handful into the bath.
So I'm feeling a tiny bit lightheaded. So do you mind if we
not
go on to the next one? There's no air in here, and
I understand.
I need a bit of air. So let's go on to next. What's our next?
So the next thing we were going to talk about that I think is important post-holiday blues.
Yeah.
We started.
Yeah.
So post-holiday blues, what are they? Listen, I've gone on holiday. I've come back, and I'm thinking, you know what? I've got a year to go now, or several months to go before I go on holiday.
Okay.
I'm already down.
And there are people who feel
and
like
there are
people
who feel like that.
Holiday,
You know, we live for our holidays, for example, and we've got the humdrum of a routine coming up and all the usual things.
Yeah.
So it's not a surprise that some of us are
feeling a little bit
down. Again, remember the two M's: mindful eating and movement. Exercise
helps
increases
your brain,
those
endorphins, and it makes you feel better. So those are very important.
But if you need some help,
yeah,
whether it's short-term help or long-term help, we have Magnolia Rhodiola complex.
Oh, because I was taking this and I ran out, and I've been feeling a bit flat. Tell me that you're not going to be able to see it properly because it's going to be back front, but it's Magnolia Rhodiola, and it actually is a VH product, and for emotional well-being, vegetarian. There we go. All right.
So, what's so special
what's it
about
about? Yeah,
Magnolia?
tell me what it's doing for us.
Magnolia extracts have a long history of usage for relaxing muscles and nerves. But what we found with Magnolia is the fact that Magnolia works to reduce levels of the stress hormone cortisol in the body. So by reducing levels of the stress hormone cortisol, your brain is more likely to uptake serotonin, because cortisol blocks serotonin.
All right, so it's stopping the blocker.
Yeah, serotonin is your
happy hormone.
Happy hormone. Rhodiola, in clinical studies, has been shown to enhance serotonin uptake by the brain roughly about 30%. And there's a little interesting ingredient there called theanine. Theanine is a non-specific amino acid derived from green tea. And what theanine does is it increases alpha waves in the brain. So alpha waves relax the mind. So you've got something that physically relaxes the body, elevates mood.
I feel weird. Yeah.
Elevates.
Yeah. No, more. We need to go more. I'm really feeling. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I feel very.
Cheers, isn't it?
I feel very heavy. Yeah. Carry on. Yeah.
So it elevates mood.
Yeah.
And relaxes the mind.
Perfect. I
So
mean, I have been taking it. I have to
everything-
say.
Everything to do with enhancing your mood, relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, so you can actually switch off at nighttime, for example. Alpha waves, by the way, they work to relax your mind, but conversely, a relaxed mind is able to concentrate more efficiently.
Yes, because I think a stressed mind has different ways it compartmentalizes information, and I find with a stressed mind, my memory is bad, and with a relaxed mind, because your memory is better, you're able to grasp things to make analysis.
Correct.
So I love that. I'm so happy you brought that.
And the dosage is only, where's it gone? The dosage is only 2 a day.
2 a day.
So 1 twice a day.
1 twice a day.
1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, preferably with food.
Okay.
Because remember, these are herbs that are foreign to your body. So if you're taking something like thyme, you're used to it, but not Magnolia.
All right. Now we've got time for 2 more things. So what's
Have we got time for 2 more
because
things?
I'm not feeling 100%. I have
So
to say.
I thought it was wonderful that you picked up upon dry brushing a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, dry brushing. Which I
was watching that,
yeah.
and I thought it was brilliant because you clearly understand the importance of
lymphatic movement,
lymphatic movement, etc. But do people really understand the lymphatic system, what it's all about? Because it is such an important system.
I mean,
I don't know. Do we want to talk about that?
I would love to. I mean,
do we want to talk about just general things like getting your hair back and something simple?
Okay, what we'll do is, I think it would be really good to do a whole thing on the lymphatic system and all the things we can do. Because I think the lymphatic system is that secondary system, which for some people feel is a primary system after your blood circulation. But it's taking toxins, moving them around, it's giving you energy, it does so much. And if it's not working, then we will feel sluggish and flat and we'll build up physically cellulite and low energy.
Everything.
So I think we could do a whole thing on the lymphatic, if you don't mind. Because I think we've done 45 minutes now. And so if you would like that, ladies, tell me. I think it would be good to be separate, and we can dry brush together. We could maybe stand in the shower and dry brush together. I'm thinking of things to make it so.
Well, what about going on to the new product?
New product, okay, all right. Yes, this I want to know more about, because this I have in my bathroom.
It's not absolutely new. It's been with us for a few months. It's called Benenox Overnight Recharge.
This is product of the month, because I always love a new product. Okay, and it says on it, Benenox Overnight Recharge contains vitamin B6, which helps reduce tiredness and fatigue, supports your mental function, maintains normal energy production. You take it at night?
You take it at night.
Okay.
So what happens at night? So within our bodies, we're basically in the fasting mode, and our bodies are starting to repair. So our brain tissues are being repaired, our tissues in the entire body are being repaired. Now the repair process requires glucose.
Yeah.
But obviously we're in a fasting mode. So prior to that, we've had our meals, etc. during the day, and our liver has stored glycogen. Glycogen is converted into glucose when required for energy.
Okay.
Now, what happens in many cases is the fact that we haven't built up our glycogen stores. So the brain is now being repaired, and sometime around 3-4 o'clock, we will wake up because the brain is saying, oh, I'm starved of glucose to repair myself. So you actually end up waking up.
Glucose is a sugar.
Glucose is a sugar, but we store glycogen in the liver. So when we have glucose
So you say
from
we
our
need
meal.
sugar?
We need sugar for everybody's
All right,
process.
but when we say sugar, we're not talking about refined sugar. We need...
No. Glucose.
Glucose.
Glucose is sugar. So what happens is when we have a meal, the glucose we eat, we use for our energy, day-to-day activity, whatever. Any excess that's left behind is normally stored as glycogen in the liver.
Okay.
So at night time, your glycogen, because you're fasting now, you're going to sleep at 10 o'clock, whatever you're fasting, that glycogen is converted in small amounts, not in a huge surge, because if it was a huge surge, you'd feel so energetic you'd wake up as well. So it's regulated to a small amount, releasing small amounts of glucose so your cells can start the repair process, your tissues can start the repair process.
Okay, so...
But invariably, we don't seem to have a lot of glycogen, because by the time we reach, a lot of people complain about mid-afternoon slump. They've used, they've had their morning breakfast, whatever, they've had a little bit of lunch, they've had glucose quickly, so the glucose, the insulin has been produced, finished. The
So
energy
is it
gone.
good that I have my big chocolate bar at night? Because
Yes, absolutely.
in a weird way,
I'm not sure if you should be
I've
having a
got
whole
my
bar.
glucose.
I don't know what the quantity
a
of
green
the
and
bar.
black, half a chocolate bar of green and black butterscotch.
I'm
or
sure
two pret-a-manger salted carrot, salted sea salt.
Yes, I'm sure the...
Or Halo bar.
I'm sure the sugar in there is going to be converted into glycogen overnight.
It will help me.
It
So
will help me.
this
This has
actually
honey,
is a
because
substitute. Yeah, 'cause
honey
it's quite
has-
sweet. I have taken it.
Yeah, honey has the perfect blend of glucose and
Yeah.
fructose, so your body can convert that. This also has sustenance. Sustenance making sure that your digestive system is kind of shut down. And now we're on a fast, but we don't want any more enzymes to be produced or anything like that.
Because you don't
So
want
because
the
you don't want
you don't want those
you don't want
things
the
that are
energy to be
repairing
used
your
for
body
that, yeah.
to just be
Yeah.
processing your tummy.
Yeah. And B6, because B6 is required for the production of
Iron.
ATP. ATP is your energizing molecule. So you're just building this molecule within your cells.
All right.
So this is not meant to get you to sleep or anything like that.
No, this is to
Absolutely
help
not.
to help your
This is
body
simply-
optimize.
Simply
Yeah?
to ensure that when you wake up, you've got enough glycogen reserves to take you through the day.
Great. Balanced energy levels.
Correct.
So you could have said 10 minutes what you said, or if you want balanced energy levels, take this. Sorry, I just like, because I need to know the science behind it, and I think we all want to know the science behind it. But I also want to say, it's like what I do is I write on, okay, this is, do we have any pens here? You've got a pen there. So I like to write on my product, because sometimes, I don't know if you do this, and I'm just going to do this now because there are ladies like me. I'll buy something because I'm inspired by Shabir and I'll forget what it does. So I'm just going to do this. What's the one thing that I need to remind myself is repairing energy? What would you call it? In a second.
I call it sustained energy through the day.
So it's to give sustained energy. Great. Just good. Write these on your pills, ladies. You've got too many like me. Okay, Magnolia, in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, mood elevating, nerve calming.
Mood, elevate,
Nerve calming.
nerve, calm. Okay, that's Magnolia. Sorry, I'm going to go backwards here. And then I'm going to say mega
Overall,
probiotics.
let's call it just digestion. No?
Digestion.
Digestion, because you can go into...
Can I just say the words less bloat? Would that be helpful?
Yeah, ban the bloat, as I like to.
What?
Ban the bloat.
Ban the bloat. Have I got enough writing here? Ban the bloat. Like that. Okay, and there was one other. Oh, that's love. Prickly pear, which we love, and this is going to be for hydration.
Yeah. Basically, moisturization, really.
Yeah. Okay. And last but not least, omega-7,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say this is for dryness.
Yeah. All dry skin conditions.
All dry, and that's from vaginal ladies. I know it's a tricky subject to discuss, but it's there and it makes sex more painful. So dryness everywhere, but dryness on the skin as opposed to dehydratedness. Dryness, and there's a difference. Dry. Shabir, there's many other things,
We'll
and I
talk
want
about
to
that
talk
next
about that.
time.
I mean, I kind of want to see here I want to ask you what
That's
this is.
part of the lid.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine. All right,
lymphatic.
fine. Okay. Oh, and I want this one too, because can I do this one? I've got really bad And this is like, I don't know why, I'm just going to finish on this. How long have we been going? Far too long, I'm sure.
About an hour now.
And we have. And, okay, very quickly, ladies, because
Very quickly.
how many of you are getting dry? I'm getting this a lot since I got back from holiday, which is bits, you know, those, what are they called? Those bits on your nails that all, it's a dry cuticle, but it's when you have those bits coming down. When I put hand cream on night, it doesn't help.
Perhaps there must have been some inflammation at the nail bed.
No, but I'm getting it like there.
Yeah,
there,
but you see what I'm saying
there.
is that if you get inflammation at the nail bed, you can see the redness, and then the skin would flake
I know, but why am I getting it?
Okay, it may simply be the fact that your nails have been dehydrated. So most people think of nails, oh, it's a hard structure.
Yeah.
Guess what? Your skin is actually more resilient than your nail plate is. Your nail plate is 10 times more liable to lose moisture than your skin.
Really?
Yes.
So okay. Does this help?
The idea of this is sunflower oil and jojoba oil to replenish oils, and then it's got an extract of horsetail. Horsetail is rich in silica.
Okay, silica's great, yeah.
Your silica takes nutrients to the peripheral,
so
strengthens
this
the
is
nail. So
Viridian organic nail and cuticle oil, yeah.
And that's simply what it is. But of course, the reason I also picked on it, this was because 142% improvement.
I know.
Taking
I mean,
Ionicell.
I must say,
You're
ladies, I must mention this every day. I mean, I do with superior hair, biotin, all this. You want thick hair. You want to feel. My hair was half the thickness. Those of you who followed me for 2 years knew that I used to wear extensions. I'd clip in. I don't need them anymore. Miracle bloody product. Okay. Shabir, you've been a god. I'd love that we'd answer questions. Shabir is actually going to stay here now for half an hour. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
And he's going to sit with us and answer some questions that we haven't been able to. I know we've been rambling all over the shop, but I really feel I've learned about my gut.
Wonderful.
And what are we taking away from this? Ladies, what are we going to do? We're going to chew 15 to 17
times a day, 12 to 15 times a day. Maybe.
We're going to try and take a bit of me time. We're going to maybe have that bath. I've got to find a bath, which is here, which Mike goes in because my bath at home, I just have a shower. And we're going to kind of
and
a bit of nurturing.
Our digestive system, and we're going to work on some green foods.
And we're going to take some green foods.
Nourish our body.
Don't take raw with a little tablespoon. And thank you so much for coming in the bathroom.
Thank you.
Oh. Bye, everybody. Have a
Bye.
lovely Sunday. Bye.
Bye.